Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Decentralized Chain. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about NFTs. That's right. In one of my previous episodes, I mentioned that NFTs in 2021 is going to be huge, and we've already seen significant amount of success on the open marketplaces like Rarible, like OpenSea. You just need to have a look and see how much these NFTs are going for. But there are constraints when it comes to these types of sites, especially when it comes to fair price discovery. And today we are going to be talking to Santosh, who is the co-founder of Fusible, and they are developing a platform which provides a mechanism to be able to liquefy your NFTs and make them tradable. Now, before we do, if this is the type of content that you like and you want to learn more about crypto, then start now by hitting the subscribe button below. Hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And as well, we are doing a $100 giveaway, so make sure you follow the rules below in the description so you know exactly how you can be entered for that. And I'm also running another competition on Twitter, so make sure you follow me on Twitter in order to be able to be entered for that competition too. Now, without further ado, let's jump in and speak to Santosh and find out everything about Fusible, because I certainly think that this will fly when it hits the market. It's always great to have new projects come on, and one of the areas that I think certainly is blowing up this year is NFTs. If not blowing up already, like as in when I have a look at the sort of the NFT marketplace, and you see how much for some of the NFTs are absolutely going for, right, in terms of cost, all of that. There's a hell of a lot more run left in this space as well, and certainly, when I heard about Fusible and what you guys were doing in terms of looking at sort of price discovery, I thought, you know what, definitely got to get Santosh on the show, and we've got to talk about Fusible and inform the viewers, because it's interesting, and we're going to go through it. So, look, I mean, before we kick off, I'm curious, where did the name come from?
Oh, the name, it had few variations, and we have to look up the few domains if they already exist or taken it down. As you suggested, like Fusible, it's something is related to fungible, and there is a Fusible have a certain process when it comes to in the garments, where they fuse two garments together, making one thicker one. So another version you can say that fusion. It's not just the value derivation is from these fungible tokens, and they fuse together. It creates a value of NFT together.
Gotcha.
So the process, what we are protocol. So we are the one who are the process of all of it. Fungible. So Fusible.io.
Yeah, I was looking online just to kind of understand some of the sort of grammar behind it. And I thought, okay, well, I need to ask Santosh exactly how does that. But now it makes sense. I get what you're saying. And I've got to say, I love the logo. Actually, the logo is really cool. Actually, the whole piece it fits together really nicely.
Yeah.
Look, let's try and understand a bit more about Fusible. I mean, what problem is it that you're actually trying to solve today in the market?
As you seen, as you picked on, the current NFT market is growing at immense speed. When you look back on 2017, when the CryptoKitties who introduced this gaming aspect and this value addition to the NFT sign, after those boom, it was more of a sale of this NFTs rather than trade or something else. Even today, we don't see NFTs being traded actively, but is rather than either it's what they call drops, or someone has doing them in the pre-sale or doing the sale. Like you can buy this NFT at this fixed price till this time. Later this time it's going to go up. That's something in crypto world is either a bonding curve or something other price discovery. They are predefined it. So when someone buys at that level, at the pre-sale or something at earlier stage, where do you sell it? And how do I sell it? And who are the person who's going to buy it? We understand the current market and growth and the price of these NFTs is high because there are collectors. There are anywhere in the world, the artists and collectors. There is a bond that has someone values this art. There is a collector to buy it, and there are limited platform in NFT spaces, and the current auction system and kind of fixed price. Either you sell them at the fixed price or you auction them. And auction has their inefficiency, either it respects the time period which it has to go through, or and this price speculation is very limited when it comes to that. That's why we're trying to solve that as a problem here. We trying to make liquid the NFT as liquid by introducing the speculator into the game. Currently, the marketplaces is just someone who holds it and someone who wish to buy it. But with Fusible, we have to look together a prospect of speculator who causes the value of an NFT.
Okay. So, I mean, at a basic level, how does it work? That basically, I buy an NFT, I use the Fusible platform, and I'm trying to understand because, and I'll go into a bit more into detail because, as an art collector, if I was an art collector per se, as an art collector, then potentially, I want to own that one-off piece, right, of artwork. But here it sounds like with your platform, I can take that one-off piece and break it into multiples, so to speak. Is that what's going on?
Not exactly has that, but in a way that you can own a fraction of it.
Yes.
But here the asset is locked. Like you it's someone who is a seller who sets a price to this NFT is able to divide into certain fractions, fungible tokens. And someone who owns the fungible tokens is like owning a certain fraction of that asset worth. Not exactly the in retrospect is the owner is the owner of the collateralized asset, not the art itself. The art still belongs to the person who owns it. He's selling in the platform, and someone who buys these fractions are owning a share of that NFT. And this speculation and has someone who keeps on buying the fungible token, the value of the whole together will keep on appreciating. Based on our fungible curve and AMM market prices, we get a better price discovery. And when someone at the collector end who can easily can buy at a discovered price will be also paying out the person who holds the fungible tokens or shares. That's how everyone is a win-win situation. To simply to put it in the simply word, as someone who holds an NFT, come to our platform, deposit your NFT. It's safe and secure, and initiate the simpler seed at Uniswap, like directly integrated in the platform. And that's how you provide the initial index. Say that I have one NFT, I want to sell it for 5 Ethereum. Just initiate that. You don't have to have the 5 Ethereum to provide a liquidity on Uniswap, just a fraction of it, 0.05 Ethereum by X number of tokens. That will provide you the value per token, and that value per token is again utilized in the price discovery value. That's as simple as it. From seller perspective, come deposit your NFT, mint your fungible tokens. That's it. Nothing to worry about. As someone who buys it, you are as a seller, your compassionate has if anyone who buys fungible token, we're getting paid out instantaneously compared to the auction systems.
So, look, I mean, clearly it sounds like what you're doing is almost to a certain extent, one of a kind, because we don't really have a price discovery mechanism, so to speak, today within the NFT space, right? At the moment, a lot of the names that come to mind whenever I think about NFTs is OpenSea or Rarible, where you kind of go on and auction off your platform or auction off your NFT. So I'm curious because there is a market share that's already owned from the NFT space, right? And I get price discovery, and I get trying to understand a fair value for the NFT in itself. But I am curious, how do you drive users from using those auction sites to then migrating over, thinking, oh, you know what, there's a better way, I can get a better price. How do you own that market share?
The currently first way we are looking at is to reward someone who deposits in a platform. We have a very big chunk of our tokenomics set up for rewarding someone who's using the platform. Either be someone who's a speculator who is going to buy the fungible tokens of minted NFT tokens, and the seller who sells the price, he will be rewarded for depositing and initiating the seed. This way, we are incentivizing the people to use the platform.
Okay.
this is one of the way we are trying to get the market. And not just that, I do feel that OpenSea and Rarible are something we can integrate in ourselves. We are not marketplaces in that respect, but we say someone who deposits on their platform, they can directly use our platform to make the same deposit on the Rarible.
Got it.
That is
Okay.
what we are looking at. That is what you're looking at in the further iterations of the thing. But to prove it that we are what we're doing is legitimate and have this experimental value discovered, which can be beneficial in the long term. So when you look at it, so we can be someone who have the you can use our platform to list it on the Rarible.
Okay.
Since the whole crypto world is broad and much more open, so it's like adding the pieces together, and we are just one of the add-ons which provides the value to it and also provides the market action to it.
Okay, so it's almost that you're coexisting and integrating with existing platforms that can potentially make use of the price discovery mechanism. So let's talk a bit about the token, right? I mean, beyond the secondary value, because you know what crypto's like. Okay, we get a project that launches, then you've got the whole pump that comes behind it, etc., etc. But you know, if we weren't looking at that side of things, and I'm trying to understand, you know, from a user's perspective, why would I hold the token? What value do you get out of the token?
The Fusible is the tokenomics, and the Fusible is built with respect to the community. We want the community to ground this moving forward the platform. Be it the fee we are going to collect it, or be it voting a proposal like curation, or even providing a secondary price discovery value, saying that if artist like Bigly or someone else who is up budding artist want to use our platform, or some artist would like to have him people crowdfunding the platform and sponsoring the for him to utilize our platform. That way there is a better value for price discovery. See, if a great artist comes to the platform and mints a certain token, there is always the interest of the public who can hold certain fractions, and there is always a collector, the big billionaire collector, Mark Cuban or someone else, even Elon Musk, to take it out. So that's why early the community comes to a part of it, right? That's one way. We are we have few many ideas, but the governance aspect is a prime one. Other part is that voting and curation part, and we in respect to the value of it. The reason why we are going first with the IDO and then having some more yield farming to reward the community, to brief them get ready towards what's coming in the platform. So if you already have the access to it, right, you are already part of a platform that is going towards the community ground platform. So that way, it is the simpler idea what the DAO is. This is all the governance going to happen in the platform. That's how we are looking at it. The benefit of it will be reaping as soon the value of the platform keep on increases as the user base comes in. That's how our community can grow together. Like you said before, right? The crypto world, there is nothing without the community.
Yes.
Without communities, there is no crypto project out there.
No, exactly. So let's move on to a bit more about yourselves, actually, because I'm curious. Who are the team behind Fusible?
Let me introduce my co-founder here. Is right here, Prashant.
everyone's on hand.
Prashant, we had a few more calls here.
Hey Prashant, how you doing?
Hi. So to introduce ourselves, me, I'm a computer engineer with a degree in computer science. I passed in 2014, and I was early in crypto world. 2014, I started mining with ASCII USB during my dorm days, and that's how I started with the crypto world. Then I had a prospect of Bitcoin as a currency. Then I started freelancing in crypto world, doing certain tasks, software tasks. Then later 2016, I started mining Ethereum. 2017, I bought a few NFT games, Ethermons and other NFT tulips. Many there were many NFTs, and that was that I thought, look, this everything has a cycle. Now it has boomed now, then it has a better future in next. that's where me and Prashant we met. We have a budding crypto community in India. That's
Yeah.
how we started tinkering the ideas. So that's when we saw what are the pitfalls in current NFTs. We don't have a secondary market which is much more efficient. So then we wrapped up thinking around. Yeah, I had our thinking hat on. Came up with a simple formula with that, and currently what we're trying to build with Fusible and going to launch soon.
Here
That's
we
what
are.
we're doing. Yeah. So this is Prashant, and Prashant, can you introduce?
Oh, yeah. So basically, I come from a digital marketing background, and I started my company in 2010, and we were a big team, and I was curious about finding what's the next big thing, right?
Hmm.
Because digital marketing sort of took up in 2010, and around 2017, I exited the company, and the same time there was a big bull run, and like most of the people, I found out about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency at that point of time. And then since then, I've been exploring and speaking to people
Mm.
within the Indian ecosystem to see where is it that I could apply my experience and while working in this space because it's so exciting and there's so many path-breaking things happening right here. So when I came across Santosh and we had a conversation about what he's building,
Mm.
so basically since then I've been working with him and planning how to take this forward.
So that's
So
what
very excited.
I'm the technical guy. He's a marketing guy, and we have another five people who are looking at the full stack and solid developer
Hmm.
and a graphic designer who is aiding us to make the build the platform together.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So that leads me on to my next question, which is cheers for coming on,
Yeah.
Prashant. But that leads me on to my next question, right? Which is roadmap. I mean, let's talk about roadmap because vision sounds great. But I'm curious, how far are we along in this process with regards to
So
your product?
So we the roadmap we are looking at IDO by end of this month or
Hmm.
early March. So based on that, then we'll have a yield forming right after 1 or 2 weeks. That way, we want to get the more people of community to
Hmm.
get the more of the tokens and be ready with when the platform gets done. So at Q2, as early Q first week or second week of the Q2, we'll be on mainnet. So that means in the background we'll be having parameterized testing of all the platform
Hmm.
on the testnet. Then we'll go to launch on Q2. After that, on Q2, Q3, has as soon as the platform gets launched, the reward system is also launching at the same time. The people are using it, and then we are also concentrating on other chains, other VBM cousins. BSC is the first one. We are looking at the current prospect of BSC, and then we have a Polygon and XDAI. So we have tested on BSC chain, and we are very comfortable on deploying it there too. But the current marketplace is everything on Ethereum.
Yeah.
Since we are burdened with the gas cost, so we are looking at the ways to go ahead with that.
If
And
It's interesting you say that because I know you mentioned BSC because over the last, I mean, I'm going to say over the last couple of weeks, there's been a huge, I wouldn't say migration, but certainly a lot of projects now
traction,
are looking at L2 in terms of being where they want to kind of launch purely because the Ethereum fees they're just ridiculous at this point in time. Even if you want to, dabble with a couple of hundred worth of dollars, you're slammed with, $50 to $60 worth of fees. So it's interesting to see
no,
that you're looking at that road.
no, yeah, that is the reason. It's not that we were hoping for 1559 to be that was one of the thought process. If 1559 was to be deployed implemented on Ethereum chain,
Yeah.
there could have been certain concessions in the gas fee, but we don't see it happening in next few months.
And just for our viewers, because not everybody's going to be aware of what EIP 1599 is. What is EIP 1599? Very simple.
EIP
Simply put.
1599 is like adjusting your gas fee at the core level. And how they do is that similarly what Fusible is trying to do, they have two mechanism to derive the price of the gas that has to be utilized in the two different price discovery. One is how the slot has to be filled in the block and priority to which. And they also try to determine other factor. They have a formula to that. And based on that formula, they want to reduce over time Just like there is a burning mechanism implemented into
Yep.
it. Say in that scenario, you might see the decline in Ethereum supply over time. That way, they want to keep the miners happy in chain one, and also provides concessionally lesser gas fee to someone using the
Yep.
platform. Yeah, that is what the EIP 1559 is.
So it's almost having a fair price scheme when it comes to Ethereum gas prices, if we was to call it that as well.
Yeah, that what I consider it as a price discovery for Ethereum gas.
So look, let's talk about some of the tokenomics here, because I'm sure our viewers are eager, and I'm sure if I was to go into Telegram today, it'd be like, when sale, when moon, is private closed, when can I invest, take my money. So what can you share in terms of your rounds that you've had today and what's left?
Currently, we had raised around 720K USD for the seed and private investor. The private is all about the partnership they're going to bring into the aspect from strategical partnership and seed. This is how we derived is based on our bandwidth in the development.
Yep.
So we thought that for the next 2 years, because what we're doing is very much early unless until there is people using it. That's how we looking at it, and for next 2 years we have this funding bandwidth to go with, and that's what we raised on the private seed and private. And next we have public sales to have early people who would like to try the platform. And we have raising over 72K USD, and the soon has we locked the IDO partners, and we'll be able to launch our IDO by end of this month or the first week. So that's what the current tokenomics is all about.
So for our viewers...
Okay,
No, go ahead, Santosh. I'll tell you afterwards.
And next, apart from that, the other tokenomics, you can have a look on our Telegram. There's an announcement channel where we have published the distribution and tokenomics, where we have locked up all the investors, seed and private, with the early supply around 272K will be the around supply when we get initiated. Okay. And has the launch of a rewarding yield farming platform. They have emission rates of 400 per token per day. So that's how we are running out there.
Perfect. So look, Santosh, thanks again for taking the time actually, and to walk us through Fusible. So I'm really excited for this actually.
Yeah.
Because I'm really curious to see how price discovery works within the NFT space. And clearly, what you are doing is something unique. It almost feels like you're the EIP 1599 of the NFT world, actually, more than anything else. But look, before we wrap up, any last words for our viewers? I mean, where do they need to go to find out more? What should they stay tuned in for?
You can follow us on Telegram. Join our group Fusible at Fusible.io, or follow us on Twitter Fusible.io, and follow us on announcement channel. That's Fusible.io_ANN. To stay updated with the Fusible work, and if you have anything to ping us, you can connect at Fusible.io. Don't hesitate if you have any questions or any ideas to share with us, and any feedback, we'll be happy to receive and go forward.
Right. Well, look, Santosh, thanks again for coming on the show. Really appreciate you taking the time, and all the best of luck with Fusible. Really looking forward to the launch, and hopefully we'll catch up once your platform's launched.
Certainly. Thanks for hosting me, and it's been a delight.
Cheers, Santosh. Speak to you later.
Yeah. Sure.